We may even see a little bit of flurry activity at the surface by tomorrow morning. Now, most of our rain and snow comes in a 1-2 punch with this storm.
I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm in a snowdrift up to my knees, and as I make my way closer to the road, there's hardly anything. And we talked about this extensively, that it wouldn't matter how much snow you saw because we were going to see snowdrifts be the biggest problem.
And Hill, we will see a very strong northerly wind with this system as well, which is going to create that donut hole effect you see here of less snow over the city of Colorado Springs and Pueblo. That's something we're babysitting very closely here in the Weather Center, as this storm certainly has a lot of rain with it, a lot of small hail, and potentially that rotation as it comes off the Palmer Divide.
But some of the other cars we passed have drifts as tall as me, and for reference, I'm about 5 feet tall. And over here, there's a person across the street from us, and they said that their car got stuck yesterday at about 1 o'clock. Thankfully, he lives in the apartment complexes, which are walking distance, but now he's back out here dark and early to try to dig his car out.
What I want to point out also, because we're getting a lot of concern from viewers about additional smoke, and you saw it in Danielle's video, this white thin plume, that is from the Decker fire burning near Salida, which I'll show you a visual picture of in just a minute. But 86 degrees right now in Colorado Springs, that breaks the old record.
We are on Woodman, headed eastbound. We haven't hit Powers yet. We came up on Union. He said it was like a skating rink. Guys, I'm a former figure skater. I wish I had my skates in the car because the roads are a complete ice rink.
What does that mean for the roads? Messy for sure, especially north to Denver and on Highway 24 east of Colorado Springs. We're going to talk about how much snow we could see coming up. A lot is going to depend on exactly where a band of heavy snow sets up. Underneath that band, I think generally 0 to 3 inches will be possible. We could see some areas, isolated totals as much as 4 inches. And again, this falls mid-morning tomorrow through the afternoon hours. Low visibility will be possible in those snow bands, and melting initially on the roads will create icy conditions underneath that snow. So we may lose some of that 0 to 3 inches in that initial melting in terms of accumulation. Around the Pueblo area, I think 0 to 3 also does it. 1 to 4 closer to the mountains southwest of Pueblo, 2 to 5 over La Vida Pass and down west of Trinidad. Similar story. Melting will create ice, on top of the fact that we are going to see the potential for a bit of rain and ice before this changes over to snow around the Pueblo area and points to the east. So talking about the eastern plains, anything you see in pink is that ice accumulation, which could be as little as 1/10 of an inch and as much as 1/2 an inch, depending on how quickly we erode out that warm air in the middle of the atmosphere. So it comes down as rain and then freezes as ice on the surface where we're cold enough. This kind of ice could take down power lines and tree limbs. Something to keep in mind if you live out across the eastern plains. In terms of snowfall, we could get a little bit more than a coating, up to 2 inches on top of that ice, which will create those roads that you don't really know are that slick, deceptively slick and icy underneath all of that additional snowfall. Now we get a lull in the activity from about sundown on Friday, and now our models are indicating until about sunrise on Saturday. We are going to see some clouds and clearing conditions, but then by Saturday morning we see another push of moisture, the second punch of this storm, as we were talking about, west of I-25. And with this second round, we are going to also see some pretty strong northerly winds, so that will create a wind-driven snow and also the downsloping effect that we typically talk about, where we see less snow around Colorado Springs. Now, this particular model, not hinting at it as much as I would like it to, but I think in terms of our best accumulations, Palmer Divide and mountains southwest of Pueblo, most of that activity wraps up by Saturday night. So again, we will see that wind-driven snow with 40-mile-per-hour gusts. Yeah, we could see some whiteout conditions at times, especially up over Monument Hill. Generally 1 to 4 inches painted along the Palmer Divide, 0 to 2, 0 to 3 the farther to the south that you go. Really just a tapering snow. And then our mountains southwest of Pueblo, again, this is additional snowfall that will fall on Saturday only. 2 to 5 in the mountains southwest of Pueblo, not anything really that impactful for the eastern plains. We stay cold on Sunday, which means melting is going to be tough on Monday as well. Still right around that freezing mark. Headed into the new year, we get a little bit warmer, but those north-facing roads, as we know, take a while, and some of them still have snow on it from last week. Pueblo, similar story. Watch out for ice everywhere tomorrow. Temperatures fall into Saturday and Sunday, and we're shaping up for a cold start into the new year. Danielle?